It was the 5th day of the ongoing Dasai festival today. 9 different representations of Goddess Durga are worshipped during the first 9 days of the festival as deity Skandamata was worshipped across the country today. Apart from the festive mood back home, the entire global attention has been grabbed by the Israel-Gaza war, which entered into its 13th day today. The attention from initial Hamas hostilities has now shifted to the dire humanitarian crisis in Gaza, where around 1 million population has been displaced since the latest warfare began on 7th of October. Good evening, I'm Amar Singh Pradhan, and these are the headlines of the hour. Team Kantipur's reporting squad in Israel for ground zero coverage from the battlefield. Reports from kibbutz where 10 Nepali nationals were killed in Hamas attack. Presidential pardon on Constitution Day increases security threat as the trend of freed individuals indulging heinous crime on the rise. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak arrives in Israel amid escalating Israel-Gaza warfare, holds talks with top Israeli leaders including counterpart Benjamin Netanyahu. And no stopping rampaging Team India at the World Cup 2023. Bangladesh become the latest casualty. India romped home by 7 wickets to stamp their authority. Team Kantipur is presently in Israel to cover the ongoing hostilities between Israel and Gaza. The team today reached Gaza border kibbutz that came under a heavy attack from Hamas militants in the morning of October 7th. Team Kantipur, comprising correspondent Home Karki and camera person Syam Shrestha, arrived at the Gaza border kibbutz 200 kilometers away from Tel Aviv. Kibbutz are a communal living situation unique to Israel. There are about 270 kibbutz settlements dotted across Israel. Majority of the residents in the particular area are farmers. The dead body of an elderly woman and her grandchild were found in their house in kibbutz after the attack by Hamas militants on 7th of October. Details of the whereabouts of their other family members has yet to be provided to our reporters. Details of the whereabouts of their other family members are yet to be provided to our reporters. It has been understood that a family member who was not in the house during the attack had survived. There are over 500 households in this area. The bodies of those who had died in the attack had not been immediately recovered. Those who had survived were rescued after the Israeli army took the area under their control. The area has been completely under the control of Israeli army since yesterday. Majority of the houses in the area have sustained damages. The area has been deserted and those who had survived the attack have been relocated to safer areas. Palestinian militants Hamas's attack has left more than 1,400 people dead in Israel so far. Majority of the deceased were from kibbutz area, including the 10 Nepali nationals who had been killed in the attack. Our colleagues have reached the area where the bodies of the deceased Nepali nationals had been kept. All the procedural requirements to repatriate their bodies have been completed. The remaining bodies are set to be repatriated immediately after the flight tickets are available. According to the Constitution of Nepal, presidential pardon can be granted or the punishments can be reduced in terms of verdicts issued by courts, judicial or quasi-judicial bodies, administrative officials or entities. Based on this, the government makes recommendations to pardon jail inmates after they complete half of their term. However, misuse of this provision has increased social challenges. Experts in criminology say that the government must take accountability for this. Lok Bahadur Bika alias Lokendra of Saniberi Rural Municipality 9 Rukum, who had been granted presidential pardon on the occasion of the Constitution Day, had killed 27-year-old Bhavana Bika 25 days after he was released from the prison. Police have said that Lokendra has already confessed to his crime. Lokendra, who had served 11-month jail on charges of polygamy, had been granted presidential pardon after serving 6 months in jail. A total of 1,153 jail inmates have been administered pardon this year, along with 483 on the occasion of Democracy Day and 670 on the Constitution Day. 171 among those who had been granted pardon had been sentenced on charges of murder. Yogesh Dhakal, alias Regal, who was involved in the murder of Chetan Manandar, environmentalist from Nepalganj, by attacking with a sharp weapon, had also been granted presidential pardon this year. Around 7,000 jail inmates have received such pardons within the past 5 years. Meanwhile, the government has been criticized from all quarters, saying that this will likely pose risk to the family of the victim. Suresh Kumar, who had killed his own grandmother and aunt in the year 2012, had killed his friend Jeevan Bahadur a month after being released from jail. Since incidents have recurred amid absence of counseling at prisons and the trend of providing pardons indiscriminately, legal experts say that the president must be held accountable for the misuse of jurisdiction provided to the head of the state. Likewise, Resam Chaudhary, who is the main accused of the Tikapur massacre, has also been granted presidential pardon. Experts say that the indiscriminate recommendations made by the government to grant pardon to criminals has caused increasing threat to social security. Voting has continued for the new leadership of the Non-Resident Nepali Association NRNA. Voting will continue till midnight tonight for Nepali nationals living abroad by using facial verification, while for voting representatives in Kathmandu concluded around 6 p.m. earlier this evening. Representatives attending the NRNA's global conference in Kathmandu had cast their vote at the venue set up at Solti Hotel. 4,227 representatives of 96,000 members around the world are attending the event in person. Incumbent President Badri Kesi, Maheshrestha and Rajendra Kumar Sharma are contesting for the leadership's top post. According to the association, the result will be announced tomorrow. And now time for our segment Public Pulse, where it texts us with their opinion.
Public Pulse.
And yesterday we had asked you what should be done to ease movements at the bordering regions during festival. 30% voted for option A, establish a well-managed support unit. 42% voted for option B, monitor security. And 28% voted for option C, manage transportation services. And here is today's question. And the question is, what's your take on the trend of starting big investment projects without adequate study? Your options are option A, political pressure, option B, ploy to show work, and option C, lack of knowledge. The voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B, or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And we'll take a short break here. We'll be right back. And in our Public Voice segment, we have asked in several provinces regarding public access to consumable goods during the Dasai festival. Let's take a look at what they have to say.
मान्छेको चहलपहल पनि घटिरहेको छ बजारमा हैन बाहिर जाने गर्नुहुन्छ त्यही भएर सामान पनि व्यापारीहरूले चाहिँ कम राख्दै आउनु भएको छ
कृत्रिम अभावले गर्दा सामानहरू पाइन अलि समस्या छ महँगाई त्यस्तै छ
सजिलैसँग सामानहरू पाइराखेको छ कतिपय सामानहरू बाहिरबाट मगाउँदा पनि उपलब्ध भइराखेको छ
हामीले उपयोग गर्ने सामानहरू बजारमा पाउन त ठिकै पाइएको छ
वस्तुको मूल्यमा वृद्धि त छैन तर सबै व्यक्तिहरूसँग पैसै नभएको अवस्था हो
उपभोग्य सामानको मूल्य सर्वसुलभ नै छ
तेल चिनीहरू न्यूनतम घरमा चल्ने खाद्यान्नको सामग्रीहरू पनि पाइएको छैन
एउटै रेट गर्दिनु भयो भने सबैलाई सहजीकरण हुन्छ
मूल्यको हकमा त अब अलि बढी नै बढिरहेछ अहिले अब यो राष्ट्रिय समस्या नै हो
सामग्रीहरू चाहिँ पैसा तिर्यो भने चाहिँ सहजै पाइएको छ तर भाग चाहिँ एकदमै हाई छ के
उपभोग्य सामानहरू अहिले चाहिँ बजारमा चाहिँ सर्टेजको अवस्थामा छ सामानहरू लुकाइएको छ तर अब सामान पाइहाल्यो भने पनि अत्याधिक महँगो रूपमा चाहिँ भएको छ
And now time for international update. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak arrived in Israel today to hold talks with his Israeli counterpart Benjamin Netanyahu. He told reporters at the King David Hotel in Jerusalem that his visit was intended to demonstrate solidarity with a country reeling from an October 7th rampage by Hamas gunmen. Sunak's office said that with Israel's counter-offensive against Hamas in Gaza spiraling, he shared his condolences for the loss of life in Israel and in the Palestinian enclave and warned against further escalation. Sunak was due to visit other regional capitals after Israel. Alongside Sunak's visit, British Foreign Secretary James Cleverly, who visited Israel last week, will travel to Egypt, Turkey and Qatar over the next 3 days to discuss the conflict and seek a peaceful resolution. Sunak also held a meeting with Israeli President Isaac Herzog, telling him that the UK stood in solidarity with Israel, with Sunak adding that it was also important to provide humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza. Sunak landed in Tel Aviv hours after US President Biden had left, carrying similar messages of support and condolences for the Israelis. And it's now time for another short break. We'll be right back. And now time for sports update.
Sports news.
Kantipur Television has signed the agreement papers of the telecast rights of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup Asia Region qualifiers with men's sponsors and co-sponsors. Kantipur Television Chief Executive Officer Sisir Pachai, on behalf of Kantipur Media Group, Dabur Nepal's brand manager Prajita Shrestha, Siddhartha Bank's banking manager Manohar Kesi, KNP Nerolac brand manager Kedar Thapa, Chocofund's marketing manager Nabin Pokhrel, eSewa Money Transfers brand and marketing manager Ashish Dahal and CEO of Media Sense Siva Neupane have signed the agreement papers. CEO of Kantipur Television Sisir Pachai said that the KMG has the objective of bringing popular sports cricket in every home through the live telecast of the upcoming event. The tournament begins from 30th of October as the two finalists will qualify for the T20 World Cup, jointly hosted by the USA and West Indies next year. And those were our latest headlines. Up next is News in Nepali. Good night.